like that I'm close to the camera now, up close and personal. Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. So I actually had you guys vote on what video I was going to be filming today, and you guys wanted to hear the story about my experience with the popular girls in my school. So anyways, this is just going to be the truth about the popular girls in my personal experience. By popular girls, I mean popular girls, because we all know popularity doesn't mean crap. If you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Chloe, and I am in fact your new four-eyed, sore arm from the vaccine best friend, effective immediately. I talk about things. If you like hearing me talk, you know, maybe consider subscribing. Without further ado, let's get a move on. Okay, so something that I feel like is kind of important to note here is that my school in general was very cliquey. Even like all the way up to high school, all the way up to senior year, like graduation, honestly. My school was just very cliquey. It had its like little groups. And, you know, if you kind of strayed away from that group, you were like shunned or whatever. It was kind of like if you went against the grain, you were frowned upon. If you're smelling what I'm stepping in. Even in elementary school, it was very cliquey. And this actually takes place in elementary school in literally the 5th grade. So I was literally just a prepubescent 10-year-old. So you're gonna need a little bit of context for this first scene. So I'll put up a really prettily drawn picture of my elementary school's cafeteria. So in the middle, as you can see, we have this big long table, right? That is where all the popular girls sat. And on the very end was me and my friend group. We kind of usually sat towards the wall because, I don't know, that's honestly where we sat. I honestly don't know why the popular girls always sat in the middle. I don't know if it was like synonymous wanting to be the center of attention. You know, that would make a lot of sense now, wouldn't it? So one day, me and my friends are just chilling at lunch and, you know, it's fine. We're vibing, probably talking about Littlest Pet Shop. But one day I noticed one of the popular girls was actually staring at me, and it was her and like someone else, and they were kind of just like whispering and staring at me or whatever. And it was kind of weird, honestly. And you know me, being a prepubescent 10-year-old, you know, cared so much about popularity. I was ecstatic, okay? Y'all are gonna think I'm like the weirdest person because I was in the 5th grade, but I was like, I am literally getting noticed by the popular girls. So I told my friends, and they actually noticed. They eventually noticed those girls staring at me. And somewhere in our like 19-minute lunch block, these 2 girls from that long table come up to me and they're like, hey, we want to talk to you about something. I'm shocked and confused and excited because I'm like, these girls want to talk to me. For what? I was literally a 5'1" tall 5th grader, literally taller than everyone in the grade, basically, including the guys. What did they want from me? So I walk over to this middle long table thing and they ask me for my email. If you are not old like me, you guys probably have phones and you guys text as your main communication. Yeah, when I was in 5th grade, we didn't have phones in the 5th grade. Okay, this was like a time where we prominently and pretty much only used email to communicate with each other. These girls asked me for my email for that reason, because that was like the primary mode of communication because we just didn't have phones. So I was actually really excited about this. I thought that these girls wanted to be my friend. Lord knows I need friends. So I gave them my email, I went back to my table, I was off. It was fantastic. And we just finished the rest of the probably 2 minutes we had because our lunch block was so freaking short, and we chilled. So the story continues. At the end of the day, around 3:30, I get home, and of course the first thing I do, because I'm literally addicted to my email because that's the only way I can communicate with my friend. The first thing I do is I check my email. And lo and behold, one of those popular girls, we're gonna call her Tree Trunk. Oh, Tree Trunk emails me and is like, hey girl, like we got your email, blah, blah, blah. We really like you. We like your spirit or whatever, and we want to give you a test to see if you could be in our group. And of course, by group, they mean their popular group, right? So I'm just sitting there so excited. I think this popular group is like the most elite thing in the freaking universe, like getting the freaking Pulitzer Prize. And I emailed Tree Trunk back and I'm like, yes, I want to be in your group. I'm so excited. But then another one emails me, another girl emails me. We're gonna name this girl Reebok. So we have Tree Trunk and Reebok. Reebok emails me and she's like, just so you know, in order to get in our group, you need to take a test. So basically these girls, Tree Trunk and Reebok and the other girls, wanted to give me this test to like be in their friend group, right? I was a little confused, but you know, being me, I cared about popularity. That's all I freaking cared cared about back then. I'm actually gonna put in some emails. So there is one email, and this is actually from a completely different girl, but we're just gonna call her Peach Pit. So I get this email from Peach Pit. It literally says, "Hi, it's Peach Pit. Did Tree Trunk tell you about the test to be popular? You and your friend can take it. In parentheses, I like your outfit." I don't know what I was wearing that day. My guess, it's probably something from Delia's. Please tell me you know what Delia's is. Oh my gosh, that was my store. So then I get this other email from this other girl. There's so many girls in this group. There's probably around 10 of these girls. We've only named 3 of them. We have Tree Trunk, Reebok, and Peach Pit. We have one more person. We're gonna call her Shoestring. Shoestring emails me. She says, "Hi Chloe, it's Shoestring. I'm really good friends with Reebok and Tree Trunk. Reebok told me about the test you were doing, so I will help them make it. Just to tell you, it's really hard. We all have to take it. I know what it feels like to be you." If this isn't the biggest load of BS I've ever heard in my life. Anyways, I ask for some tips because, you know me, I actually cared about being popular back then. So of course I was like, I need to get in on the secrets and like see what happens. Shoestring tells me to be honest, don't lie, because lying isn't a good thing during the test. Say what you really feel. Hey, guess I'll tell you one of the questions. It is, what is your favorite color, okay? There is a right answer, by the way. To this day, I don't know what the right answer is. I'm assuming it's something girly like pink or purple and then I don't know what happened. This all happened within the span of an hour or 2 hours. And so Shoestring emails me and she's like, "I made the test, okay? And Reebok is over at my house and she's mad at you." Basically at the end of that whole conversation that I don't even understand, even going back and reading it, I literally don't get it. Shoestring says, "Well, maybe we won't even give you the test. What do you think about that?" So after all of that, they didn't want to even give me the test. And then I get an email from Reebok saying, "You know what? Shoestring is sitting right next to me and she's right. Maybe we shouldn't give it to you." Honestly, my 5th grade drama life was crazy. But then I get a follow-up email maybe 5 minutes later from Shoestring saying, "Hey, sorry about that. You're being kind of mean, but we can still email each other." Y'all switched so fast. There was also another instance in this whole span of 2 hours in which I was talking to Reebok. I don't know why, but I had said that I liked this person and that I was really friends with this person that Reebok didn't like. So I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Like, she's really nice to me. Like, no offense." Reebok just goes, "Offense taken. Reebok, that's not very nice." And then I just say, "Oops," because I was like, "Oh, like, sorry." And Reebok says, "Yeah, oops is right. And by the way, you will never A+ the test." After all of that, somehow they still decided to give me this like test or whatever. I want to say this all happened on like a Thursday or a Friday. So they had me like wait the weekend and then give me the test on like a Monday or something. So Monday rolls around. So my girls at the time, my gals, my friends, they were gonna be there for me that whole time while I was doing this stupid test. If it like went wrong or whatever, they were gonna be there. So of course, the whole time in my 19-minute lunch period that our elementary school gave us, these popular girls, Tree Trunk, Reebok, Shoestring, and Peach Pit, and all the other sidekicks were just staring at me the whole time and whispering and that kind of petty stuff. Oh, I'm sorry if this totally wasn't clear. This test or whatever was gonna be given to me at recess, which is again around 19 minutes long. Not a very long time, but I guess enough to initiate me into a friend group or something. And so they're one of the first people to line up at recess. So they're actually the first people to go outside. So basically when you walk out the door, you kind of see the side of the building and you have to walk maybe 20 feet to the swing set area. So there's a swing set area, and then all the way in the back, there's a big field with Foursquare and a baseball field, soccer field, literally you name it. And then all the way towards the back behind the building, there was like hopscotch and other stuff. So basically what happened is they were waiting at the corner of the building. And by they, I mean the popular girls. These popular girls were waiting by the swing set area. And so, you know, me and my friend group, of course, were like the last people to line up. So we get there, we, you know, start coming up to them to like talk to them. They all just bolt. They all run off. And they were wicked fast for their time. Like, geez. First of all, you guys are the ones that wanted to give me the test. Why are you just running away? Like, that's so stupid. So we didn't really know what to do. We're like, do we follow them? Do we not follow them? So we ended up following them. So they ended up waiting by the Foursquare area, which is all the way back there, right? So of course we get to them and then they run off again. So they do this a couple more times. They kind of just go into different locations and then they finally stop at like the back of the school where the hopscotch and stuff is, until we finally find them after this wild freaking goose chase around the recess area. And they finally stop. One of these girls, it wasn't one of the ones I've already mentioned, but one of the other ones were like, well, you found us. I guess it's time to give you your test. Almost like it was some initiation. Like it was some weird culty initiation kind of thing. Really weird. So these girls, Tree Trunk and Reebok and Peach Pit and Shoelace, or Shoestring, or whatever I call her, they started asking me these super duper random questions, like the what is your favorite color one was actually one of the questions. They asked me what my favorite clothing brand was. They asked me what my favorite color Ugg boot was. You know what Uggs are, right? You know, like those shoes that literally have a whole sheep worth of fur in them. So basically they ask me all of these super first worldy irrelevant questions. Then they just stop and they're like, we need to deliberate in the most monotone voice. So they, you know, are whispering. And then I go to my friends. My friends at this point, right, they were literally like the best people in the freaking world. I don't know like where I would have been without them in this situation. So they literally were like, listen, Chloe, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. We think they're using you. You know, at this point, I was like, I would not be surprised. I mean, I was really sad because I was like, I mean, these people went through a heck of a lot to like, you know, befriend me, try to be nice or somewhat nice to me. These girls were using me. They did use me to get some information about me in hopes of finding out something that they could potentially make fun of me for later on. So after that test happened, recess ended and that was it. I never heard from them again. Life went on, and what ended up happening was, I guess they would make fun of me like in the hallways, and I would come down the hallway and they would whisper. There was actually one point in time where one of the girls saw me with this really cute tote bag, right? And I'm like walking to my bus stop, or I was walking to like my bus line or something, and that girl, you can like clearly hear saying, oh my god, look at Chloe, like she has an Abercrombie bag. You want to know something? I still have the bag. This is what it looks like. I literally got this in 5th grade. It's still in great condition. It's a cute bag. And basically, I guess they had done this with a bunch of other girls, so I wasn't the only one. I was just kind of the one they chose to make fun of for the week, I guess. They would basically call them over and act like they wanted to be friends with them, and then basically use them to get information out of them to make fun of them. Pretty crappy stuff, obviously. Basically, the reason why I tell this story is that it's basically a teachable moment. Like, popularity does not matter. I feel like being popular, like, really can get to your head, especially if that popularity gets in the hands or the mind of the wrong person. I would just say, like, be a good person. I would much rather value being a good person than being a popular person by any means. And I was never popular in school, but I'm honestly happy that I wasn't popular in school because I feel like I would have a lot more of an ego. But anyways, that is my story with the popular girls in my grade. I do have a little bit of an update. One of them actually did reach out and apologize to me for that. You know, I am really grateful that she apologized. I mean, obviously this happened so long ago, but I do really appreciate the apology if she does end up seeing this video. I still think about it all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I never would think in a million years that any of those girls would apologize. Obviously this happened so long ago, but I think this is more of a learning lesson than anything. Like, I would never try to shade anyone with these stories. This is just kind of for entertainment purposes. But yeah, I think that's gonna be all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stayed until the end, if you guys like this video, please make sure to give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below, as well as follow all of my other socials. They'll also all be down below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!